and welcome to the Class of 1999 graduation. Would you please stand for the Class of 1999? Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 1999. Good evening, Mrs. Martin, Mr. Toledo, Superintendent Dr. Allison, Dr. Seidenworm, platform guests, parents, faculty, and the class of 1999. It is my pleasure to welcome you this evening to the 1999 graduation. Will you remain standing for the colors and the national anthem? Gentlemen, remove your hats. Please be seated.
The class of 1999 would like to extend a special welcome to our honored guests. Please hold your applause until all the guests have been introduced. Dr. Brad Allison, Superintendent of Albuquerque Public Schools. Miss Rhonda Seidenworm, the APS Southeast Region Superintendent. Mrs. Mary Lee Martin, member of the APS School Board. Mr. Richard Toledo, member of the APS School Board. Mr. H. Russell Goff, the principal at Eldorado High School. Miss Yvonne Garcia, the assistant principal at Eldorado High School. Mr. Andrew Aragon, assistant principal at Eldorado High School. Miss Susie Widener, senior class sponsor. Miss Tracy Seckler, senior class sponsor.
Our 1999 valedictorians, Susan Falstadt, Amanda Pepping. Brian Post. And Melanie Woodward. Suzanne Bouchard, 1999 salutatorian. Jared Glauner, student body president. Jana Lowry, student body secretary. Christina Keller, senior class president. Tiffany Paulus, senior class vice president. And ourselves, Kristen Calloway and Catherine Myers, senior class secretary and treasurer. We would also like to recognize Mr. Bill Rothenberger, member APS School Board, and Eldorado's distinguished department chairman, who are seated to our right. Thank you.
As we, the class of 1999, bring our lives together at Eldorado to a close, we must come to the reality that here is where our roads divide. We must realize that when the Father sculpted his great design, he did not intend for us all to lead the same lives or go down the same paths. And we must now seek those paths that are best suited for us as individuals. As we put our eyes on the road ahead of us, let us look back on these times together to draw upon for strength in times of need and celebration in our victories. As Michael W. Smith stated, painted on our tapestry, we see the way it has to be, painted through the laughter and the tears. As we pursue our dreams and strive to reach our goals, let's all not forget to share the blessings that we receive along the way in order to make our society a better place. The hardest part of beginning this new journey is letting go of the friendships we have made. But our memories will be the souvenirs that will forever bind us together. The memories from the first day we walked into those terrifying halls as freshmen to the last day when we said goodbye as seniors. But the one thing we need to remember, despite where the future may take us, is that a lifetime's not too long to live as friends. Thank you.
Our class valedictorians will now give their commencement speech.
Parents, friends, relatives, esteemed faculty, distinguished guests, and the class of 1999. We are gathered here tonight on a truly momentous occasion, one on which no words can do justice to our emotions. So, to better express them, we are going to perform an interpretive dance. Wait! Brian should not be allowed to dance in front of a crowd. And with our dancing, you would probably misinterpret the point. So instead, we're going to tell a story.
It was a little before dusk, and the sun was just slipping beyond the New Mexico horizon as the Eldorado graduates filed into the pit. They were all there, suited up in their caps and gowns, tassels dangling, along with the memories, the events, and the distinctions. The good, the bad, and the ugly. The good.
Getting your driver's license and breaking your curfew for the first time.
Making new friends.
Finding old friends. Assemblies, performances of all kinds, dances, and sporting events.
Being the only ones to drive off campus at lunch.
Inspiring teachers who made us want to be in class.
Asking for a pass to the bathroom for the last time.
Turning in your very last final exam.
A graduating class of 422 amazing seniors.
And finally, moving on.
The bad.
Our class has suffered through tough times and many losses. The stress from the events that touched our lives this year has left us with a burden on our shoulders.
We are pegged as a generation of slackers, delinquents, and murderers, even though we are one of workers, role models, and survivors. Through all the tragedy and hardship, we have pulled together and emerged stronger for it. While we can never atone for the crimes of our peers, we can certainly recognize that the mistakes of few are not the rule of many.
And finally, the ugly.
Senior pictures. Powder puff cheerleaders.
Research papers.
Learning to say anthropomorphic polytheism.
Mr. Goff in an orange suit lip-syncing the Buttercup song.
A science building due to be ready at the beginning of the year, then January, then, well, it's not ready yet.
Navigating through the hordes of youngins in the freshman hall. Disappearing parking spaces.
Your name on the senior finalist next to a total of $106.
After the good, the bad, and the ugly, we would expect to know who we are and where we're going. But we don't exactly. Most of us have chosen our paths after high school, whether they be further education, work, or travel. But as far as knowing what the rest of our lives will entail, only time will tell. We are now graduating, understanding more of the big picture than we did 4 years ago, but still not the grand design.
In the great room, there was a stage and some flowers in bloom, and outside in the sky hung the moon.
And there were 422 seniors sitting in chairs, and H. Russell Goff, and a few stifled coughs, and wooden bleachers filled with our teachers, and our friends up above, and our families whom we love.
Good night bells, good night classes, good night courtyards, and good night passes. Good night pencils, good night pens, good night exams, and good night friends. Good night bleachers, and good night teachers. Good night dances, and high school romances. Good night peers, and good night tears. Good night nobody, and our childhood fears. Good night Eldorado, good night sun, good night one last time to each and every one.
The time that you have spent in high school is important, but not necessarily all-encompassing. Many people said that it would be the time of our lives. It's been fun, but we hope that the times of our lives are yet to come. We hope that we will have far more experiences in our lives than we even know to look forward to today. After all, since the average American lifespan is 77 years, high school is approximately 5.1948% of our lives. Considering that most of us are 18, that means that we have about 76.6234% of our lives left. High school will live on in our memories as a place where we learned about the world and began to find our places in it. But dividing our lives into numbers won't help. You can't count a river while it moves by you. The best thing to do is take off your clothes and go swimming in it.
Let's do it!
We will now hear from Cody Odell singing Good Riddance.
I've never been more scared in my entire life, so just hold on. Two quick things. First of all, I already told you I'm really scared. Second of all, I want to dedicate this song to each and every one of you here, and especially to our good friends Chris Gaddy and Tyler Chester. Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you're at the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, and hang them on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it is worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you're at the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Now we'll hear from Derek Garcia and Prema Jacobson.
Sorry about that.
You know, I have to be a little honest with you. I'm kind of nervous about what Derek here is going to say. I mean, we've practiced, and we've practiced, and we've practiced, but he always stops in the middle and says the same exact thing.
That is because it is true. Seinfeld is a show about nothing. It's about a bunch of nobodies doing absolutely nothing. Nothing ever important happens on Seinfeld.
Derek, I mean, Seinfeld is about everything. It's a show about nothing, about everything. Seinfeld is life.
Yeah, okay. So here we are. Graduation has finally arrived. All of our work, all of our struggles, and all of our perseverance has finally culminated into this single point of nerve-wracking and frantic panic. Cha-ching, cash money, May 20th, 1999.
Derek, what exactly did you eat before you got here?
Congratulations.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for, folks. After 713 days of torturous high school, we can finally stand up proud and say, we're history. 713 days of school. I mean, some of us maniacs were here for every single one of those days of school. And some of us were here too close to that many days of school. And some of us were lucky enough to make it out of bed in the morning. You know who you are.
Prima, I have a question.
Yeah, Derek?
What kind of a name is George Costanza, anyway? I mean, he's just some random bald guy that sits around eating calzones and complains all the time. And you know he doesn't even work for the Yankees.
You weren't going to do this.
I know, Prima, but it's really been...
George Costanza represents so much. He is the friend that everyone went to feel better about themselves. Someone everyone could relate to. I mean, George is a friend's friend.
Hey, I am not some random bald guy, okay?
What I mean is that senior class is like...
A whole bunch of bald guys.
No. Okay. Our senior class is spirited, and we've held together. Whenever any one of us has fallen, we are always there to give them a boost and pick them right back up again. We've grown closer to each other both through the good times and the bad. The school's grown also, learning the best way it knew how, through experience. Now we sit next to the people that we've seen day in and day out.
It's true. Our senior year has been very eventful, at Eldorado and around the world. Even with what happened in Littleton, Colorado, our school came together to grieve and heal at a candlelight vigil in the courtyard. A member of our faculty from the Balkans, Mr. Stanjevic, personalized the current NATO conflict and made it more than just a news story. He told of his hopes and fears for the future of his country and his family.
With the Middle East fighting over oil, some of us took advantage of the cheap gas prices to cruise Montgomery all night long. And in Cuba, Fidel Castro is still, believe it or not, old.
Here back home, who could forget Zippergate 98, when President Bill Clinton said, "I did not have sexual relations with that woman."
But you know he did.
He said he didn't.
But you know he did.
That is not what he said.
Derek. Anyway, on to sports. Mark McGuire set his new home run record, while Eldorado's baseball team set their own school record with an undefeated season and bringing home a state title.
In all sports, from swimming to track to soccer to football, basketball, we all excelled, and the Golden Eagles soared.
On to entertainment. There was something about Mary. We saved Private Ryan. We visited Pleasantville. And then there was Swingers.
Yeah, money,
Your
baby.
And now we have episode 1, The Phantom Menace. It looks so good. I mean, I can't wait until it comes out.
You know, I did really like that Kramer guy.
What?
You know, Kramer, the guy with the hair. Kramer?
Oh. Well,
Right.
Derek, Kramer represents the comic relief. He's just so goofy, you have to laugh at him. Heaven knows that we have our own set of seniors and set of Kramers in our senior class.
Well, where were they with the senior pranks this year? Syrup on the banister, the 99 bottles of beverages we're not supposed to know about on the wall, or the 99 mile marker on Eagle Drive? Come on, guys.
And who buried the rock?
Yeah, Kramer is cool. I don't like that Elaine woman, though.
How could you not like Elaine? I mean, she helped to keep everyone grounded.
I don't know, Prema.
Oh, Elaine was like our faculty. The teachers were always trying to look at the bigger picture. They tried to give us the confidence that we wouldn't normally, to take the steps that we wouldn't normally take.
If I would have had to write one more senior term paper, I swear...
It's traumatic experiences like that which help make us stronger, well-versed people.
Yada, yada, yada. I suppose next you're going to say that our parents in the administration are like Jerry Seinfeld. No, wait. Let me go with this one. Seinfeld is the glue that held everyone together. The same can be said of Mr. Goff and all of our families. They helped to keep some form of sanity in a world that didn't always make sense.
Derek, I think you have it. I think you're finally getting it.
And now, at the end, all of us have come together, whether we be jocks, musicians, thespians, goths, cheerleaders, speechies, brainiacs, skaters, or of course, the best of all, chess studs.
It's like the melted crayons in front of H Hall. We are all united under one common name, the class of 1999.
Yeah, in a way, you know, crayons are very symbolic. I mean, think about it. We all start off as like different colors, we melt and we mix, and finally we all turn out as one giant puddle of sticky, muddy, adhesive glue.
Derek, that's not the point. Okay, it's like this. You start out with 8 chubby crayons as a kid, and then you get your first box of 16 crayons, and then it's 24, and then it's 64, until finally you have...
A lot of crayons?
No.
Okay.
Each crayon could be something new you learned, and once you think you have enough, you could take those colors and combine them to make something beautiful. Anything you want, or anything you've ever dreamed about. The future is yours, and the possibilities are infinite. What you do today will affect tomorrow, and what you've already accomplished here at Eldorado finally means something today. It's like writing a story, or singing a song.
Kind of like the song Seinfeld ended with, right? Our class song. Have you ever really listened to the words?
Sometimes.
Another turning point. A fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test, and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end, it's right. I hope you have the time of your life.
Exactly. Doesn't it make sense now, Derek?
Yeah, it really has been the time of our lives.
I'm gonna miss you, Derek.
I'll miss you too, Prema. Goodbye and good luck, class of 1999.
Already I need it. "12 years ago, the class of 1999 began the first leg of a journey that culminates this evening. Along this road, they've seen the highest of joys, happiness and excitement, and the lows of sadness and tragedy. We have seen them laugh and cry, sometimes at the same time. Mom, Dad, do you recall your little trumpet player? Your little football player? Your little soccer player? Your little cheerleader? Do you recall the dress-up days, the sleepovers, the Halloween nights, swimming lessons, music lessons, braces, report cards, parent conferences, scouts, Kool-Aid, building tents in the living room, building tree houses, Scooby-Doo, the first date, the first dance? Do you recall your discussions with your sons and daughters? Your children do. Do you recall your excitement as your child succeeded? Have you looked recently at the family pictures and reviewed the memories of the journey your young people have taken to arrive tonight? If you haven't, you should. I'm sure it'll bring back many memories. During these 12 years, the class of 99 has seen 3 presidents, Batman, Indiana Jones, Rolling Stone Steel Wheels, Time's Up, Ambition, Pretty Women, Desert Storm. You heard the phrase, I'm a pepper, you're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? The Loss of the Challenger, the film Titanic, and many others. Over the last 4 years, we have seen these young people grow and become young adults, young ladies and gentlemen, intellectuals, athletes, and individuals who tonight have completed the necessary requirements to graduate from high school. The class of 1999 chose as its motto, they saved the best for last. I'd like to share with you some of their achievements that I believe addresses this statement that they saved the best for last. In the class of 1999, we see 4 valedictorians with a perfect 4.4 grade point average and a salutatorian with a 3.58 grade point average. We see 4 national merit finalists. We see 35 seniors with a 4.0 or better. We see 141 seniors who have received their academic letters and bars. We see more than 200 scholarships worth over $3.5 million offered to this class. We see our 80 seniors. We see our 80 seniors in the National Honor Society, the Spanish, French, and German Honor Societies. We see our academic decathlon team and their efforts in state competition. We see our student body president, Jared Glonner. We see the individual honors received by the class of 1999. We see the 7 district championships, boys and girls cross country, boys and girls soccer, football, boys tennis, and baseball. We see our outstanding football team, their SWAT defense, finish the season with a district championship and a 12-1 record. We see our girls soccer team win a district championship, have a top 5 national ranking, and finish second place in state with a 22-1 record. We see our marching band with a 3rd place finish in the pageant of bands. The Wind Ensemble, who for the 2nd time in the last 4 years has finished with the top scores in their state competition. We see the Screaming Eagles Jazz Band in their 1st place finish in state competition. We see our boys soccer team, their district championship and efforts in state. We see our homecoming queen, Tamara Walsh, and homecoming king, Todd Leslie. We see our orchestra and their efforts this year. We see our drama program and the performances of the musical comedy Murders of 1940, the comedy of Caligari, the complete works of William Shakespeare, abridged, James and the Giant Peach, and a very bad Dracula. We see our speech team and their 2nd place finish in state. We see our boys and girls basketball team and their efforts this season. We see our wrestling and swimming teams and their efforts this season. We see our newspaper, the Eagle Spirit, and their 1st place finish in state competition. We see our volleyball team and their 2nd place finish in district and efforts in state. We see our state champion cheerleaders and 2nd place state finish of La Quadrilla drill team. We see our DECA program and their 44 national qualifiers and their BPA and their 5 national qualifiers. We see our Blue Ribbon Award winners recognizing our Student of the Month and our Thunderbird Award winner, Tony Coons. We see 4 Eldorado students who completed the practical nursing program at CEC. We see our victorious senior girls powder puff football team. We see our chess team in their 2nd place finish in competition. We see our Gold Rush swing choir in their 1st place in state competition at the Southwest Showcase. We see our award-winning yearbook, Yada Yada. We see our Cinco de Mayo celebration this spring. We see our award winners in art and modern language. We see all the efforts of our clubs, student council, and House of Representatives. We see our Marine Corps Junior ROTC drill team in their 1st place finish in Amarillo and 2nd place finish in state. We see our golf team and their efforts this season. We see the boys tennis team and their district championship and fourth place finish in state competition, and the girls tennis team and their third place in district. We see the efforts of our boys track team and their fifth place finish in state, their state champion in the 110-meter hurdles and 1,600-meter relay. We see the efforts of our girls track team and their fourth place finish in state, their state champion in the 200-meter run and second place finish in 110 and 300-meter hurdles. We see our girls softball team in their fourth place finish in district. And finally, we see our outstanding undefeated state champion baseball team, the first city team ever to go undefeated 24-0. As you can see, the class of 1999 saved the best for last. The class of 99 has also experienced the loss of several classmates. This evening, I would like to pay tribute to these students and their parents, to Chris Gaddy and his family, and Kyle Yarshevsky and his family. As you can see, the class of 99 has many outstanding individuals, achievements, and legacies. They are the results of effort, hard work, determination, and support. The class of 99 will take with them the love, encouragement, and support from their parents. Seniors, would you please stand with me and join and thank your parents? Would you please stand? And let's give your parents a big hand. I would also like to express my thanks to the faculty and staff for their efforts with these young people. Will you please join with me in thanking them? Seniors, you may be seated. I'd also like to take a moment at this time to recognize our department chairs to my right. Finally, I would like to recognize 418 Eagle seniors whom we have enjoyed working with these last 4 years. We'd like to wish you the very best in life. At this time, I'd like to read a poem. I read this yesterday morning in our Honors Assembly, and I've had many responses to it, and I'd like to close with these thoughts. It's entitled, "Even Eagles Need a Push," by David McNally. Eagle gently coaxed her offspring toward the edge of the nest. Her heart quivered with conflicting emotions as she felt resistance to her persistent nudging. Why does the thrill of soaring have to begin with the fear of falling? She thought. This ageless question was still unanswered for. As in the tradition of the species, her nest was located high on the shelf of a sheer rock fall. Below there is nothing but air to support the wings of each child. Is it possible that this time it will not work? She thought. Despite her fears, the eagle knew it was time. Her parental mission was complete. There remained one final task, the push. The eagle drew courage from an innate wisdom until her children discovered their wings. there was no purpose for their lives. Until they learned how to soar, they would fail to understand and the privilege it was to have been born an eagle. The push was the greatest gift she had to offer. It was her supreme act of love. And so one by one, she pushed him, and they flew. Seniors, you have just been pushed out of the nest. Congratulations. Mrs. Martin, Mr. Toledo, Dr. Allison, Dr. Seidenworm, this class has met all the qualifications as set forth by the State Department of Education and the Albuquerque Board of Education. They are fully certified for graduation. May I present to you the outstanding and the very special class of 1999. Staters, would you please come forward?
Mr. Goff, in listening to the many accomplishments of this graduating class, all of the outstanding accomplishments in extra and co-curricular activities, in the academic arena as well, it's really a humbling experience to stand here and to accept this class. You know, when we look at how you people have done, you have some of the lowest dropout rates in the city, some of the highest test scores in the city. You people are a testimony to what can be done in public education. You're a flagship for this city, and you're a flagship for the country. Thank you on behalf of the Board of Education. Parents, Mr. Goff, it is a pleasure to receive this graduating class of 1999 on behalf of the Albuquerque Public School Board of Education. Thank you.
K. Black, James D. Blanton, Lindsay A. Blows, Benjamin A. Bonner, Suzanne M. Bouchard, Lisa M. Boyer, Tommy L. Boykin, Amanda E. Bradbury, Amanda K. Bramer, Ryan K. Brown, Donald S. Brunton, Sarah B. Bryce, Laura B. Buckley, Jacqueline J. Burkett, Jennifer Michael Alexander Burkhart, J. Kelly Burns, Catherine Burst Lazarus, Natalie S. Butler, Kristen L. Calloway, Jessica L. Camacho, Maxine E. Campbell, Dominic E. Campos, Desiree A. Casillas, Johnny A. Casillas, Gon Chang, Jennifer A. Chavez, Daniel R. Cheshire, Tess A. Chino, Brian B. Christensen, Melissa D. Clayton, Alicia M. Collins, Leslie L. Coombs, Christina F. Conklin, Marilyn G. Corley, Allison M. Cost, Holly C. Costales, Joshua Roberto D. Cruz, Shannon L. Comley, Kelly A. Cummings, Jesse M. Curl, Paul L. Cebulski, Kelly I. Daly, Michael A. Dandini, Aaron B. Darby, Ann Davis, Linnell R. Deanda, Gretchen M. Deck, Amanda J. Dillon, Stephanie M. Dellinger, Chester J. Demko, Christine A. Devaney, James R. Devereaux, Rachel A. Dodson, Matthew B. Dolan, Austin B. Doherty, Adam M. Douglas, David J. Dow, Wesley J. Doyeto, Courtney J. Drake, Peter L. Duke, Anna N. Dumars, Michael J. Duncan, Jeremy K. Dunkel, April I. Dunn, Kevin L. Duchesne, Casey E. Dutro, Rebecca D. Eccles, Colin J. Edgington, Nicole M. Edwards, Rola A. Elmoed, Patrick L. Ellerbrock, Oscar Escobar, Michael C. Escudero, Joshua D. Falconer, Ryan E. Farron, Charisse R. Ferry, Adam N. Findell, Michael D. Fine, Darcy M. Fisher, Nicholas A. Fisher, Justin R. Fix, Amber L. Flynn, Matthew J. Flint, Robert Foyud, Susan C. Falstad, Burns F. Forsyth, Piper L. Forts, Charles T. Foster, Sonia C. Gallegos, Tennille C. Gallegos, Derek V. Garcia, Dominic D. Garcia,
Jeremy B. Garcia, Lisa M. Gaddy, Wesley A. Galtney, April M. Gelbler, Leah M. Gentile, Brandy D. Gergen, Jeannie E. Gurman, Azadeh Giahi, Barclay P. Giles, Sarah B. Gillum, David R. Gilmore, Gabriel A. Gina, Jason R. Ginn, Jared C. Glonner, Jeffrey D. Getz, Brandy J. Gonzalez, Roxanne Gonzalez, Amber R. Gooden, Emerald B. Gordon, Christy P. Gorko, Nicholas J. Goteri, Bradley S. Graham, Ilsa S. Kramer, J. Brown, Alicia C. Green, Danielle J. Green, Jesse R. Griego, Marilyn Nicole Griego, Janet E. Bristow, Haley P. Rose, Brandon F. Brutal, Shauna L. Gurdon, Scott A. Gunn, Ryan J. Smith, Vernon P. Alvin Jr., Zachary D. Hall, Aaron P. Hand, Alex L. Hancock, Valerie J. Hannon, James A. Hanson, James L. Harmon, Scott A. Hartley, Julianne M. Hatchett, Kelly S. Hopkins, Joshua D. Hayward, Denise J. Harrison, Ian R. Henley, Alicia F. Haynes, Mildred Perry, Jesse A. Perry, Elisa M. Hill, Tiffany T. Hill, Rich M. Buckhauser, Carice A. Hoyer, Mary L. Hope, Krista L. Holtz, Scott R. Colvett, Rachel A. Huber, Matthew S. Hunt, Eric Lee Eisenhower, Seth M. Eagle, Megan M. Irwin, Raymond N. Jacobson, Michelle N. Janis, Jeffrey R. Jenkins, Aaron R. John, Charla D. Hohola, Anthony A. Jones, Gregory T. Jones, Margaret M. Jones, Brianna C. Joseph, Brian M. Keenan, Joshua R. Keenan, Sandra K. Keaton, Jason D. Kegel, Christina M. Keller, Rick L. Kennedy, Kelly A. Kesswater, Jung W. Kim, Stephanie A. Kinnebrew, Sarah M. Kinnanen, Bradley D. Kirby, Stephen R. Kizak, Kristen L. Knight, Nicholas W. Koshman, Jared C. Kozel, Jason P. Kramer, Anthony S. Coons, Albert M. Kong, Eric G. Landis, Jorge J. Lane, Taylor W. Larson, Philip A. Lawson, Brandon L. Learson, Ryan J. Lepak, Todd P. Leslie, Renee E. Lewis, Michelle T. Liberty, Damon G. Lichtenberger, Rachel L. Lees, Valerie A. Lipinski, Rachel E. Listvan, Kevin A. Loffreys, Brian I. Lopez, Rebecca N. Lubriel, Martin P. Lovato, Jamie A. Lowe, Jana M. Lowry, Lisa A. Lloyd, Kara J. Luft, L. Michelle Luna, Leslie P. Lund, Danielle K. McAwilly, Steve A. McBain, Andrew E. Madsen, Marcus E. Maesta, Raven J. Nan, Monir McVandy, Angelo R. Malta, Marissa L. Mark, David A. Martin, Benjamin A. Martinez, Cristobal M. Martinez, Elizabeth R. Matheson, Christine M. McAniff, Amanda L. McCrory, Sarah M. McCandless, Laura K. McQuaid, Kathleen M. Melancon, Matthew T. Nieta, Christopher K. Nicholson, Leandra R. Vigo, Christina R. Lewis, Jillian M. Miller, Tanya L. Miller, Tara S. Miller, Jacob K. Millington, Lorraine D. Monk, Gregory M. Monroe, Camille D. Montano, Nicole M. Montes, Allison T. Moore, Robert K. Moraga, Otis L. Moorhead, David E. Morgan, Rebecca L. Morris, Alexandria Moro, Renee J. Cody C. Odom. Kristen L. Ogin. Robin T. Ogin. Ruben M. Oliva.
Colleen M. O'Neill, Nicole S. Orozco, Sean A. Osborne, Aaron N. Osborne, Leanna M. Pasco, Tara L. Pasquale, Brian R. Patton, Kelly L. Rowe, Joseph M. Romanek, Alana N. Romero, Christopher J. Royacres, Christine A. Rose, Sarita R. Rudd, Hunter R. Ryam, Micah I. Salazar, Ryan P. Salazar, Pantaleon D. Sanchez, Emily E. Sandel, Candace M. Sanders, Jacob E. Sayward, Theodore J. Scarberry, Ashley P. Schultz, Jason R. Schultz, Richard A. Siri, Christina A. Segerland, Paul R. Seiler, Michelle K. Self, Nicholas Serafin, Dale R. Seward, Jason P. Siebert, Andrea L. Silva, Nathan J. Simmons, Matthew H. Simmons, Sarah A. Sims, Christopher J. Skidmore, Jasmine S. Schmiel, Serena M. Smith, Tara M. Smith, Erica L. Snagel, Sarah E. Spears, Myra J. Spinhern, Teresa N. Strick, Samuel P. Stevens, Sarah J. Stevens, Lindsay M. Stevenson, Ian S. Stokes, Adrienne N. Stewart, Christina L. Sturdy, Suzette J. Sturdivant, Justin E. Sullivan, Andrea M. Swanda, Diama T. Sabota, Chad T. Spooner, Rachel L. Spooner, Aaron W. Tanner, Brandon T. Tarbell, Leah R. Taylor, Rachel M. Taylor, Megan M. Tibbs, Jane F. Tinker, Carl P. Towner, Kim R. Melissa L. Spratt, Jessica L. Trujillo, David Singh, Joseph B. Ty, Tawny C. Udero, Lara L. Oppenheimer, Amy L. Underwood, Ricardo P. Valenzuela, Eric H. Vanderlip, Sarah S. Venable, Annalie J. Benner, Michael R. von Blomberg, Michael F. Walchuk, Tamara S. Walsh, Jennifer L. Walters, Drew A. Watson, Amy B. Wells, E. R. Werbner, Teddy Worden, Sonia M. Whittlesey, Amber Teresa Alvarez Wiggins, Jessica B. Wilder, Daniel M. Wiles, Timothy B. Wiles, Michael D. Willie, Brian S. Williams, Jason K. Williams, Kyle E. Williams, Jessica M. Willis, Patricia K. Wilson, Robert J. Wilson, Justin K. Winburn, Monica J. Winston, Thomas M. Wintermute, Daniel E. Wisserts, Melanie K. Woodward, Elizabeth A. Wooten, Michael R. Yates, Matthew Yellowhorse, Kristen M. Yingling, Brandon L. York, Stacy Young, Stephen A. Zipper, April J. Zufelt,
Freshman year, our minds had so many thoughts running through them. I was excited to come to high school, but I had lots of questions. Would the classes be too hard? Would I make new friends? What if I get lost? And worst of all, what if I get trash canned? As the months went by, I began to realize that everything was going to work out. We all found the right classes when we chose to attend them. We all made new friends and always stuck by the old. Now that we're all saying goodbye for one last time,
we should realize that our diplomas are symbols of the knowledge we've gained, the goals we've set and accomplished, the friendships we've made, and the people we've become. Some of us may go off to college, some of us may stay here, and others may choose to go straight to work. No matter what your plans may be after graduation, this isn't the end, it's only the beginning. We have all influenced each other's lives in some way, and whether we just saw one another in the hall or hung out over the weekends, we will forever be connected to each other because we are Eldorado's graduating class of 1999, and no one will ever be able to take that away from us. So do more with your memories than just think of them. Let them guide you through life and give you strength to accomplish your dreams. Because remember, they saved the best for last, the class of 1999. If the officers would please come forward. Okay. It is now my honor as senior class president to request that on the count of 99, you remove your tassel from the right side to the left side. Please stand. Now remember, on the count of 99, okay? 1, 2, 3, 99.
She wanna make me break code, but I can't. I wanna fire it up and hit it, pass it like dang. Baby all in my square, big Buddha, long hair, black Chinese and black for a Mac plus player. Baby, I'ma get you hot, wanna get you full blown, so we all can hit the spot. Now